Baking better, lightening up your cake texture.
Hello there, bakers. We all love a light, fluffy cake that just melts in our mouths, don't we? However, achieving this perfect texture might be a bit tricky sometimes. The good news is that by tweaking the baking time and temperature, you can get much closer to that airy texture you crave. Today, we'll explore just how to do this and transform your cake baking endeavors.
Understanding cake texture.
Before we dive into the how-tos, it's important to understand what impacts the texture of your cake. Cake texture is determined by various factors like the ingredients used, how they're mixed, and of course, the baking time and temperature. To get a lighter cake texture, we want the cake to rise nicely and incorporate air. Now let's break down how baking time and temperature affect this process.
Adjusting baking temperature.
The oven temperature plays a critical role in how your cake turns out. A higher temperature causes the cake to rise quickly but can also make it dry, while a lower temperature might not give the cake enough lift, leaving it dense. The trick is to find a balance. To achieve a lighter cake, try lowering your oven temperature slightly. This allows the cake to bake and rise more slowly, giving it a chance to trap more air, which leads to a lighter texture. You can experiment by reducing the temperature by about 25 degrees Fahrenheit from what the recipe calls for and see how that works for you.
Modifying baking time.
Now, if you've decreased your baking temperature, you may need to adjust your baking time as well. Because your cake is baking at a lower temperature, it will take a bit longer to fully bake. This doesn't mean your cake will be drier, quite the opposite. The slower baking process can actually help to retain moisture, providing you with a lighter, more tender cake. Start by extending the baking time by about 10 to 15%. Keep a close eye on the cake as it bakes to avoid overbaking. The cake is done when it's golden brown and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. And there you have it. With these adjustments to your baking time and temperature, you're well on your way to creating a lighter, fluffier cake. Remember, every oven is different, and adjustments may not be precise. So, experimentation is key. Keep trying until you find the perfect balance that works for your cake. Happy baking, and I hope your cakes come out lighter and more delicious than ever.